latest. Let's cross now to Beijing. Let's talk to our correspondent, Charles Pellegrin, who's standing by. Charles, first of all, tell us a bit more about what the key findings are in this report.
Well, the key findings of this report, not dissimilar to the press conference that was made just as the trip to Wuhan ended for those 17 investigators of the WHO, basically saying that the most likely scenario here is that the virus came from bats and was transmitted to humans via an intermediary host, which so far hasn't been identified. Also, key finding the fact that the lab leak theory, the theory that the virus escaped from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, is extremely unlikely. And the report also saying that another possible route of transmission is via cold chain food products, which is a theory that's been really pushed by the Chinese side. But more interesting than the findings of this report, the conclusions of this report, is the timing of this statement by the head of the WHO, Dr. Tedros, who chose this moment to criticize the fact that the investigators in Wuhan had not enough access to any of the raw data in order to do their work fully, and also in contradiction with the findings of the report, said that the lab leak theory required further probing and further investigation.
Charles, what can you tell us about how the media in China, where you are, has been covering this story?
Well, so far we've seen Chinese media sort of cherry pick some of the findings of the report that suit the Chinese narrative, which tend to put the origin of the coronavirus pandemic outside the borders of the Chinese territory. So saying that some incidents of COVID-19 cases in other countries need to be investigated, pushing forward the idea that the virus can be transmitted through cold chain food products that has not been discredited by the investigation. That's also been put forward, and also obviously that the lab leak theory is considered unlikely. No reaction so far on the statement from the Dr. Tedros, the head of the WHO, who until then had been seen quite favorably here in Beijing. So it'll be interesting to see if the state media start attacking him in the next few days to come.
All right, Charles Pellegrin, thank you very much indeed for bringing us up to speed from Beijing.